We are leveling, by we I mean the Judeo-Christian Amera-Israel KKK demon state, of course. They are just straight up leveling villages. They are bulldozing them. We just voted to send them bulldozers. Do you know how evil that is? We don't just send them weapons. You know that, right? The Senate voted. Senate vote bulldozers Israel. They use so many. This was a Senate vote? Yes. And the Democratic Minority Leader Chuck Schumer did in fact vote to send bulldozers over there, which are used for the sole and explicit purpose of eradicating centuries-old cities in Lebanon so that Israel can set up, I don't know, matcha stores or chai labubu shops or whatever the fuck on top of them. 40 out of 47 Senate Democrats voted in favor of one of the resolutions to block a $300 million sale of bulldozers. That is a lot of bulldozers, man. 300 million. That's double the amount of the 1,000-pound bombs we would have sold to the IDF. Like, the value of the bulldozers is double the bombs they were voting on. Like, seriously, how can you vote for a party that keeps doing this intentionally despite the vast majority of their own voters disapproving it? It's crazy because the libshits that I see on Twitter don't even want to address this. Like, I haven't even heard a convincing explanation from them. Like, the Democratic Party, the constituency, the voters, hates Israel. And the young ones especially hate Israel. And every year they hate Israel a lot more. This is not like an issue you can hold your ground on. This is not something you can ignore and pretend it'll go away. But the libshits like legit, like pretend it's not real. I don't understand. Like, what's their solution here? What do you think is going to happen to the favorability of a political party that keeps openly defying the will of their constituency on a high stakes issue like this? It's not some banal procedural vote or some like technocratic issue that most people don't understand. We're just supporting a genocide. Like, what if the Democratic Party keeps engaging in this behavior? How can you expect people to vote for or support them? They're doing this against the wishes of their own party. And why? It's not like there would be consequences if they didn't. Like, it's not like the Democratic constituency wants zero taxes, but the Democratic Party is disobeying their will by allowing taxes to continue to exist because the alternative to them doing that would be no taxes, which would collapse the government. It's not as though if we stopped sending bulldozers to Israel, like the country would fall apart. It's not even a defensive issue. Like, it's not, no Israeli civilian is going to get harmed because they didn't have enough bulldozers. So, like, what possible reason could the Senate Minority Leader have for continuously ramming his head against a wall and doing something that he knows will do nothing but make Democrat voters feel disenfranchised? It's a very public vote. You know, it's not like it's not like a little procedural thing. People care about this as much as you would prefer they didn't. Even Slotkin voted against it. Well, Slotkin's going to run for president, which will be, you know, super cool. They're just as guilty as Israel for this genocide. The Democrats? Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, they're literally, like, enabling it from afar. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. No, like, unambiguously. Like, by any basic, sensible, moral calculus, that's the conclusion you arrive at, yeah. Zionist media is consolidating in Europe. German-based media group Axel Springer SE, which is acquiring the Daily Telegraph, outlined mandatory core values for staff. These include explicit support for Israel. Cool. They own media groups like Bild, Die Welt, Politico, and Business Insider. This is why I said, remember, the rot that has consumed America is not specific to America. It's going to hit all of you. We in the West have allowed a very specific, like, hyper fucking neoliberal, ghoulish MIC-aligned corporatist base to control, like, all media and all politics, and they've all decided that it's in their best interest to defend Israel. Some of them are Jewish supremacists. A lot of them aren't, you know? It doesn't really matter. Saw the Ethan Klein video on the one-state solution being the only solution. I didn't see it, and I'm not going to see it, but, you know, what's the old saying? One day everyone will have always been against this. Take notes now, because in 10 years, 20 years, all those libshits are going to be like, yeah, of course, everyone knew it was a genocide. It was just the left was acting so unproductively that it made it difficult to even have the conversation. Meanwhile, you flash back 10 years, they very much did not think it was a genocide, and they were arguing not only against the left, but against the majority opinion of liberal Democratic voters. Yeah, you keep the tabs now, okay? These motherfuckers will lie to you. They will gaslight you. I think he means Ezra Klein, not Ethan Klein. That makes so much more sense than Ethan Klein saying that. I was like, that motherfucker's way too crazy to bow to the shifting tides, you know? Okay. Okay. That wasn't me speaking. That was the person in chat giving me the wrong name. That makes way more sense from Ezra Klein. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't know. Do you stand by your first point about the future? I don't know what you mean. I do think that, like, this is the big apathy that I want to... Somebody in chat, name censored because they're preserving their anonymity, said they had a family member who was, like, liberal and anti-Trump, you know, Democrat, good Democrat, but had checked out of politics because it was too stressful and they were feeling too hopeless. And what I want you all to understand is that another Biden presidency could legitimately just permanently disenfranchise like 20 million good liberal Democrats from participation. They're already black-pilled as fuck right now. Approval of the Democratic Party is in the shitter. It's lower than approval for Trump. They look at Congress every day and like Democrats in Congress, not only can they not do anything, but like they can't even decide what they want to do. Their minority leaders in the House and the Senate are just openly flouting their support for a demonic genocidal ethno-state that the Democratic Party is increasingly aligned against. The average American is against Israel now, let alone the average Democrat. So like, if fucking Alyssa Slotkin wins and she's like, well, as my first act as the first woman president, I'm going to do what women have always wanted to do, support Israel, or there's some inane idpol bullshit neolibs love to do. Like, I think that it's not just that the country would get worse. I need you all to understand, things are only going to be getting worse for a long time now. Many of us won't even live to see them get better. I hope I do. But, like, I think that things will get much worse faster, and I think they will go down to a lower bar if we essentially teach the liberal half of the country that there's no point in participating. Like, the Republicans have been told there's a point in participating. If they vote hard enough, they can get anything they want. Well, kind of. The Republicans don't exactly give them what they want, but they do give them shiny toys, you know, culture war stuff. And these Republicans are stupid. That's fine for them. There is a relationship between a Republican voting for who they want and them getting at least something to chew on. But for the Democrats, apparently you don't get fucking anything, dog. Which means that, in effect, they're disenfranchised, right? Republican voters have a party that represents them, a party of child rape and racism. Democratic voters, who want stuff like, I don't know, equality, don't get a party that represents them. So they are disenfranchised. And if they feel disenfranchised, they're going to get apathetic, and they're not going to participate. And if they don't participate, it's going to be even harder to pull this country out of the pit in the future. That is the apathy death that I want to fight against. That's the thing that I'm worried about with Gavin Newsom, with Kamala Harris, with Alyssa Slotkin. That's the thing that I fear. It's not that the country is going to get worse. It will anyway. It's that you don't want to teach the people in this country who do have a heart, who do have a conscience, that there's no point in them trying. Because unfortunately, if the Democrats put forward Slotkin or Gavin Newsom or whatever, that's what they will be telling their constituents, and they will be right. There will have been no point in voting. You can't change anything. It might be true, but I don't want the average Democrat to believe it. Because it's not going to be true forever. And if you believe that it's true, you're less likely to make the changes necessary to keep it from being true in the future. Your perceived disenfranchisement contributes to a feeling of apathy that might prevent you from taking advantage of opportunities in the future to seize power and not be disenfranchised. I just don't want people to be apathetic. But right now, all the Democratic Party is selling is apathy. So, you know, but that's just my opinion. Israel reinstates soldiers charged with raping on camera a Palestinian detainee? Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know what else you'd expect them to do. Is that the story that included them training a dog to rape? I'm pretty sure they've done that more than once. It's the same thing Pinochet did, and we supported him. Wait, what? IDF training rape dogs to rape Palestinians. Didn't know that was even a thing. I could have known that was a thing, just, I could have assumed it from first principles, like from priors. You tell me Israel's doing a thing, first thought to my head, rape? The answer is yes. The answer is always yes. And then you just work it out from there. Fine details. Are you saying actual dogs? Yes, I'm saying dogs. Pinochet did this. Are you going in Goku cosplay? Play Disco Elysium. Here? Okay, we don't need to, get too in the weeds on this, okay? Leading human rights group has published testimony of a Palestinian man who said guards used a dog to rape him in a notorious Israeli detention camp. The testimony is the most recent of at least 4 reports of dogs being used in the sexual torture of detainees at the Sid Taman facility and elsewhere. Yeah, this is just a tiny sliver of the. If I wanted to dedicate my stream to helping you guys understand just how evil Israel is, it would be the content of every stream. Like, it would be like we wouldn't, like, every day. We've spent the past 80 years teaching people what the Nazis were like, you know? I think we can reasonably assume a lot of the behavior that Israel is engaging in. The Dems are going to force out the non-pro-Israel candidate in 2028, aren't they? I mean, the 3 people most likely to run that we know of right now are Slotkin, Gavin Newsom, and Kamala Harris, and all 3 of them are slaves to Israel. So you take your pick.